Welcome back. You're rushing things, and that's why you're not winning. I'll tell you why. When you wait for the right opportunity, then you're going to wait for one that's bigger, whether it's one that God has for you or one that's better suited for your abilities. I'm going to give you an example. When people go surfing, they stand out on the sand, and if they decided to grab every single wave that came to the shore, they'd be small, right? But an experienced surfer is going to sit on the sand longer and wait for the opportunity that's bigger, the wave that's bigger, to arise. So I've waited what felt like a lifetime for the right person. I've waited, 20 years for a position that fit me where I wasn't overqualified and I wasn't underqualified, but entry enough where I could learn something new, not just about myself, but about the industry that I'm interested in investing in. And I waited to have my credit be where it needs to be before I started making big financial decisions. So my goal is within the next 2 years to buy my own house. This is something that is realistic, probably within the next year, but to have enough payment history and revenue coming in for that amount of time. So that's one goal. And I'm willing to wait until all conditions are right, meaning I'm not going to go and buy a new car, but since my vehicle broke down, with the help of my mom and my girlfriend, I was able to get a newer vehicle, and it's reliable, it runs very smooth, and you'll see more of it in my car diaries. Now, that's a complete change from the person who was in lack, and that person did not wait. And I remember fondly, actually not fondly, me being younger and wanting to jump into the car buying process or the apartment buying process, whatever it was, because I just needed to get it done and I didn't want to think about it anymore. Well, when we put things out of our minds because we don't want to deal with them, then what happens is sometimes we'll procrastinate too. And that's happened to me before. Last time the car broke down, I had an opportunity to get another vehicle. My grandmother said, "Hey, I'll give you $6,000 and you can go and get another vehicle, something that runs." And my drunk ass decided to take forever and not want to deal with it. But doing the process while you know that you don't need a vehicle makes it easier, right? So then that way, when the right wave, the right vehicle, the right opportunity pops up, then you can say, cool, we have that amount that's needed. And yes, the vehicle is starting to get to its last leg. Do we want to put this money into an old asset, or do we want to put this money into a new asset? Now, where I'd like to see that evolve into is doing car rentals. As I've been somebody who's had to rent a vehicle before for Uber, I know that it is a very lucrative business because I think I was paying $350 a week for this vehicle. So finding something that I can flip over and use as a daily driver, but if somebody else needs to rent it, they can. But in this case, because it's an older vehicle, putting it on Turo. So in the last video, I spoke about having these skills and tools be collected along the span of your life. And then that way, when the opportunity comes up for you to use those skills, you feel comfortable. Well, this is much like that, but in a way, life preparedness and opportunity. Because what I'm noticing time and time again is that God is going to continue to give me the same lessons, the same people, and the same opportunities in different form. And it's my job to say, wow, I see the opportunity. I'm thankful for it. And now I'm going to steward what it is that you've given me, God. So I will keep you updated, as I only had full confirmation yesterday that I'll be working an 8 to 5. And I'm excited to do that because there is a freedom of working for yourself. There's a freedom of being a trader, but there's also a freedom of knowing that when somebody's birthday comes up, you don't have to pull out of your investment account. You don't have to pull out of your savings account. You can use the money that you're essentially earning while you be at home doing nothing anyways. In my case, I've done a lot of something in the nothing, and I'm proud of myself for that. Being in momentum and staying busy and having tasks and people to help and people to be of service to, it's all served me well up until this point. So I'm extremely proud and grateful for that. Now, what you see me doing is another fiscally responsible activity, which is making sure that my hair can last as long as it possibly can. I had this done November 15th, something like that, middle of November. And she's lasting pretty well. Here's how the grids are looking. I will get it done probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks. I would say 3 weeks, respectfully, realistically. And it'll be like $150. So I decided to go with the braids as I've been working out pretty much every single day. And I think that I found the style that I want to continue with, whether it's short or long. I think next time I'm going to go like medium length and see how that looks. And by medium, I mean like right here. And yeah, I really have been liking the bohos. They are a lot of maintenance, don't get me wrong, but I feel like they are true to who I am and they still show my face. So I was a little bit nervous because I've always been mentally conditioning myself that straight hair is the way to go professionally, but being you is the best that you can possibly be. So go out there and be that and seize every single opportunity that's in front of you. Enjoy your day.